All right, looks like we're live. So, welcome to this week's safety brief. Uh, Survived another one. I'm Senior Master Sergeant Vesper. I'm the Operations Superintendent for 316.
And I'm Technical Sergeant Munger. I am your MTL Flight Chief.
All right, so another busy week, as they all are. This one's even a little busier this week going on because there's a reason we're doing this on a Wednesday instead of a Thursday. So tomorrow, everybody will have a holiday for Veterans Day. So enjoy your time. Once again, safety brief. So, right, make good decisions, be safe, watch out for each other, all the fun stuff.
Return Friday.
Yes, ma'am. So you want to kick us off? You always have a list. I actually
Yes.
have one this week.
Okay. Yes, you do. Okay, so yes, Friday is not a down day, so back to normal on Friday, as odd as it seems for one day, but everyone should be here on normal schedule. We're still having issues with the update roster. People aren't filling that out, and you know that that's weekly. You have quite a few days to fill it out, and we need your phone numbers and the information on there so that we can get a hold of you. So when you don't fill that out, it delays the process of getting a hold of you because we have to look at other update rosters, and it's just taking too long in general. So we're going to start next week or this upcoming week. If you didn't fill it out, that following week, you're going to have to show up in your blues. And we're going to start doing open ranks for those that can't complete the update roster, considering it only takes moments to complete. So we're not sure of the date of when exactly we're going to hold the session for those that don't fill it out this upcoming week, but we will let you know on Discord. So I would just go ahead and fill it out. Make sure
Do
do a week.
they get to provide their information while they're in blue?
Yes.
Okay,
Well, they have
awesome.
to do
Right,
that.
so that's part of the additional training piece that comes with that one.
Right.
Right. Since it couldn't be taken care of the easy way, right? You just want to show up looking sharp and provide your updated information. Awesome.
Exactly. If you're in OCPs, assume that it's your duty day. We don't know when everyone's duty day ends, and so therefore, if you're in OCPs, we're going to be considering you in your duty day time frame. So with that, that means that you should be marching. And also, if you graduate, that does not mean that you're no longer in student status and that you can park in the front of the building and unload and load whatever you want, or to not march anymore, any of that stuff. Until you actually arrive at your next duty station, or at least leave this space, you are considered in student status.
And realize, right, that goes for not just the graduation piece, right, but making sure you've met all your requirements to get out of here. Right. So some people are here for DCGS training, follow-on training. Some people are here and held for completing other positional requirements, whether that be a polygraph or some of the other medical or different things, right, awaiting their orders piece to flow through. That entire time, you may have graduated your initial course, but you are not out of student status. That doesn't change. Your status doesn't change until you reach your follow-on duty station.
Yes, sir, that's correct. So Ms. Brown now wanted me to pass along that your heaters have to be set between 68 and 70 degrees. That is actually an item that we can mark you off on when we are doing room inspections, and it's just another thing that could put you towards that fail as opposed to passing. And part of that is so that you don't overload the system, and then we have more issues with rooms falling out. So 68 to 70 is the max during the winter. Okay. You cannot plug in your fridge and your microwave into a power strip. It will actually blow the fuse. And also you cannot be moving your rooms around. So the power strip or the outlet that's near and actually used already is meant to be there because it can hold a little bit more additional power than the regular standard outlets. So you can't move your room around. We haven't had that issue in a really long time, but just in case anyone was thinking of it, and then just don't plug anything to a power strip when it comes to that. Thanksgiving Exodus is coming up, so make sure that next week everything is due. So we're gonna ask you to start trying to complete those, finish them up.
I say that doesn't mean you can't already have your plans in place, right, and really start working through to ensure that your plan is sound, your 4392 makes sense, and right, you have the buy-in of your instructors and MTLs on your plans to go forth and have an amazing Thanksgiving holiday. Don't wait till the last minute, because if there are questions on it, it may hinder you from being able to get things approved.
Exactly. I don't have anything else.
That's it.
It's on you. Yes.
Wow, it's on me. Awesome.
Yes.
So a couple of things coming out. I will start with so students going into building 519 and 521 today probably noticed the change in the way that they are accessing the buildings. So today we have new badge readers that have been placed on those buildings. Access to that is still the same process as it was prior to, right? It is your badge and your PIN. Right, the biometrics is going to be added here in the next couple of weeks. So we're going to work through that process, and people will get their information put in the system. But be aware, right? If you don't know what your PIN is, right, because you got that when you got your badge, you're going to need to talk to someone else who understands the process, or your instructors to get that information, right? Obviously, I'm not going to go into a lot of detail on that, just because OPSEC reasons, right? I'm not going to cover our processes completely here. But if you need that assistance, please reach out, right? And you can probably talk to your MTLs also. I'll make sure that they are tracking on how that works. So, right, reach out to your instructors or your MTLs, your GLMs, and they can assist you with that if you don't know how to gain access to the buildings you're supposed to. So next week is going to be busy. So as it is always, right? But next week we have the Inspector General team is going to be coming down to do inspection on the 316 Training Squadron. That means lots of program inspections, lots of people walking around. You're going to see people, they're usually identified with a special badge as they walk around. They will be in some of the skiff spaces. They will be over in the dorm spaces. They are going to be all over the place. They're here all next week. So please, right, some of the things that they're looking for are customs and courtesies, making sure that that's on point. So, we get dinged for those that, right, those missed salutes that are walking, people not marching appropriately, not rendering the proper customs and courtesies. And that goes all the way down to ensuring as you're walking next to someone who is of higher rank, knowing which side to walk on them, right? All that boils down to our customs and courtesies and how we actually execute our mission. So please, right, if you have questions, be aware that, right, that's going on. Ask the questions, and your instructors, your NTLs, all of us are here to help answer those as we go. So please, right, watch out for that. Help us. Right, you guys shine every time we have visitors come through and do this. This is no different. You do it every day. So, right, next week shouldn't be a big deal, right? We're going to go out, we're going to crush this inspection with the help of everybody in the squadron. In addition to the IG team being roaming around next week, there is a chance that the group commander may come through the dorms in 3139 on Monday afternoon. Currently looking at potentially around 2:30-ish. It's a standard visit, just kind of a walkthrough, checking in. So if you're out and about in the dorms around that time, be aware. Once again, customs and courtesies, right? As people are entering and exiting the building, be aware. And I know our CQ does an amazing job of watching out for all of that. Once again, no fear. This is really just information for your awareness as you all are moving about the base here and within your own spaces. So tomorrow, as I said, Veterans Day holiday. Received some questions earlier regarding about would we be able to do curfew extensions, things like that. That is not going to occur on this holiday. We are not doing curfew extensions for the one night. The squadron is we're working the pass information for Thanksgiving. we're working all of that. We're not going to look at doing a curfew extension for a single day off in the middle of the week. It didn't quite make sense when we were looking at the all the additional pieces to that. So same exact curfew standards that are in there every day is what's going to go on for tonight. Would have been right. What was being asked. So that one's a no-go. So as we talk a little bit about Veterans Day, right? I haven't seen a question come up yet. So Veterans Day, what is that actually there for, right? That is there for the individuals who have served and completed their service, their term of service within a military armed forces service. As I said, I think last week, I said something about, right, it's not for you, it's not for me. Veterans Day is not for those currently serving, right? There is a difference in the types of holidays that we receive. So Veterans Day is for those who have served. Memorial Day is in memorial for those who made the ultimate sacrifice while serving. And then we have Armed Forces Week, which allocates a day to each service for those that are currently serving. And I ask that you guys go out and kind of learn the difference, because that's that heritage and tradition portion that we all that we serve for, right? That is in our creed, that we talk about a lot, but it really kind of gets muddied as we get into it, right? That doesn't mean you're not going to be able to go out and people will offer discounts. They're going to say thank you for your service, right? Those are still going to occur. However, make sure, right, and kind of have that understanding that this day happens to not be for those who are serving, right? So I challenge you all to, right, thank a veteran, right? Thank those who have come before you that have done their time and have moved on to transition into a different facet of being a veteran. We never return and transition back to being a civilian. As we get out, we transition into being a veteran of the armed services. So that's an awesome thing that, right, others are not afforded, right? Our civilian counterparts are not afforded that same title. So, all right. Now, we've been up here chatting, still no questions, but hey, what questions do you guys have this week for anything that we can help you with? We put out a lot of information. What should those of us heading to JCAC do about Exodus paperwork? So that would be, right, we can coordinate that, bring it to the MTLs, depending on where you're at within that timeline, we can help coordinate that. Their due dates for paperwork for Exodus, obviously haven't started the flow on when they need certain paperwork, but as it gets closer, work with the MTLs and we will ensure that is being coordinated between us and Det 1 down in Pensacola.
Yes. So the reason why you're sitting in the hallway to watch this is because the numbers have been extremely low. And so at this point, we're debating on going back to maybe everyone standing out at the flight line for commander's call, things of that sort. This is a mandatory thing weekly that the commander and the chief put on. And so in order for us to make sure that you're doing it, and our numbers have actually doubled this week, we don't want to have to do this, but we're going to have to see how this is going. If not, we may have to eventually move to the standard type formations. Yes, which means we will be taking accountability. It will be not as easy to sit in the hallway and watch it on your phone. We'll just say that.
All right. So yeah, right. Much like Sergeant Munger was mentioning earlier about your updates that haven't been occurring for some individuals, updating their roster. Right, when things aren't done appropriately, we have to change the way that we work through that. So if a large enough group tends to not do that, we tend to go to, okay, it must be a systemic issue that we will address on a larger scale. So yeah, if we start class next week, how do we make up the Thursday pre-class brief?
If you're talking about the security briefing, that's actually going to be Friday, and that is on the DN.
Ah, wow. Wow. So make sure you read the Dan also, in addition to updating your rosters and right, checking your email and doing all the things. Awesome.
I saw Master Sergeant Harrison is on there, so hello.
All right. Anything else that we can assist you with? All right, nice and quiet. In that case, I see that it is about that time to hand this off. So we're going to hand this off to the chief and the commander. Thanks so much. Have a great week and stand by.
Happy Friday, happy Wednesday,
Wednesday,
Sharks.
Friday,
Happy
Thursday.
Wednesday, Sharks.
So close.
I am Lieutenant Colonel E.J. Mason, the squadron commander for the 316 Sharks.
And I am Chief Gill and your senior enlisted leader.
And we are the last things between you and a day off.
Whoop, whoop.
So,
So hurry up.
for you new people, and I heard the question about what we're doing here, right? So every week, this is one of the wings best practices. We get together and we tell you about our health and safety issues that we got going on, or any high-vis events, and we also get your feedback. This is a practice that's going to be copied at a few other squadrons. We would rather do this because you comfortably can be in your room or wherever you are, in your day room, wherever you're at, and follow us and shoot your questions. Or we can do formations, and as the inclement weather comes, I think this is a better situation for everybody. So we keep it short. We tell you stuff that you need to know, and we go from there. So I've got very few items on the list for this week, right? So I know that Senior talked to you about the Adopt the Highway, which the Sharks own a portion of the highway right outside the gate. I don't know if I'll be there Sunday. If I don't have any other business, you can expect me out there. But I can tell you that make sure that you're safe. Make sure that you're aware of your environments out there because you got the cars and you've got the critters. So between those two things, be with a wingman. Keep aware of your environment and be safe. And thank you for helping out and making the Sharks look good and taking care of our base area, right? So on the extra day off, we are not going to extend the curfew. We're going to go with the normal curfew again. Take advantage of the day and the time. Go get you a Veterans Day meal or go shopping or whatever you want to do, and we'll stick to that. With our main focuses being on, let's get to that 96-hour pass that the group commander has offered you for all our airmen, regardless of what phase you're in, for the Thanksgiving holiday, and of course, big exodus down the road, right?
Right around the corner.
Right around the corner. So that brings us to that 96-hour pass for exodus. Everyone should be really clear about what your plans are at this point. I expect that there's going to be some of you who don't have any place to go. I think we'll do a pretty good job of figuring out who those people are, get our arms around you, and get you some Texas love and cooking. For those other ones, remember 96 hours. I didn't put I think I put a 6-hour limit on that. So we didn't push that to the next morning to where you have to leave the next morning. You can leave immediately at that 1800 mark. So I know some of you might try to push that whole time right there to get to where you're trying to get to, fly or where you're trying, or drive or walk, or whatever process you're using. So travel safely. Come up with your plan now. You've got time. If you can buddy up. But we want you to get out of here for those 96 hours, as much time as you can, recharge and come back ready for training. And then the last thing I've got is winter is around us, right? So I know it was 81 degrees today. I keep up with the temperature because I got kids in school, so I got to figure out what they're going to wear and all these other things, right? So I'm aware of the decline in temperatures coming around here. So if you, I was not here last winter, but I've heard stories about Snowmageddon, about how winter extended into the spring. It's Texas weather. You never know what's coming. But I know a lot of you have seen 70s to 90s for the last few months. Those days are over with. Prepare for winter, okay? For your, if we aren't in phase 2, we learned that it still all phase 1. Yeah, we'll get to that.
Yep.
And the last thing is Veterans Day. Remember, if you're serving right now, to me, you're technically not a veteran. You're the family, right? So if you know a vet, if you know someone who is in serve, whether they're in your family or a friend, thank a vet. As you're walking around this area, San Angelo has a ton of veterans here. If you did not see the Veterans Day parade that the town threw on for us that we participated in, the streets were lined with people coming from all parts of San Angelo, from the country, from the woods, from out in the desert. People came into town to line up to see this parade. I heard it's the biggest one that they've had in probably about the last 5 to 7 years. So this town is very, very ripe with veterans that you can go say thank you to, who afford us this way of life that we are now. So, Chief, those are the main things I wanted to hit. Safety-wise, just be careful of your brakes. And I'm really concerned about you guys doing that adopt the highway because we know how trucks and cars move around here in Texas. Be careful out there Sunday.
Especially on that curve. If you get down the road and you're on the curve, just be careful. So
It's Sunday. Head on swivel.
Sunday.
Yeah.
Do you want to take the phase question?
Yes, really think whatever you all think on
Okay.
that.
What is the question?
So
It's-
if they're phase 1
Yep.
and they're not leaving for Thanksgiving, do they need to be in PT gear or uniform? That is the normal
on
day
the
to day.
96-hour
Yes.
part. They don't have to
Thanks.
be. They don't have to be in PT uniform in those 96 hours. They're on pass.
Okay. All right. So
Does
to
that
make
make
that
sense?
very clear, you can be in civilian clothes regardless of phase. Okay, for those 96 hours.
That's in line with the group commander's intent.
All right. No, you are not on a weekend curfew. I think Federhofer answered that one right
For
out.
tomorrow or
So,
for tonight?
for tonight.
No,
Normal curfew.
Good question. Again, let's focus on that 96 hours you got coming up for Thanksgiving, and then for the ones who will be here in Texas.
And Sergeant Brazel answered the ASU question for us. So thank you so much. All right.
You got
I really don't have anything other than what you've already heard from the 3 that have spoken to you. So, yeah, if you're out there, I know. Well, I'll give you my standard if this is your first day.
Yeah, see?
Amendments to my orders. So that's exactly what I'm talking about. Changed my gaming unit getting based for my orders is still the same. Okay. Michael Yelton. I will check on your status. I don't know who you put a joint spouse application in with, but I have not seen it.
I don't remember approving a joint spouse application for Yelton. I don't have a lot of them, so I kind of remember the ones that go through. Yelton, if you've done that here, let me know.
If you did it at DLI and you still have a copy of it, also let us know. So how do we request leave for Christmas Exodus?
So it's gonna be the same sort of, that we're doing for Thanksgiving Exodus. It's gonna be the same exact way. You're gonna have to purchase whatever tickets you're gonna buy. You're gonna fill out your 4392, same way that Thanksgiving is. And we're gonna put more instructions about it up on Friday, I believe.
I'll be your friend.
I'll be here.
So you just need amendments.
We're on to you, Yelton. Got you.
All right.
Chief will work her magic.
Well, actually, I don't need your joint spouse application. If you guys are going to the same place already, your application has been put through and is done. But I will definitely work on the amendments piece. So that is going to be necessary, especially when you're not going to the same place that you were. So, okay, so my
Are there
weekly,
new requirements for that?
yeah, and if it's overseas or whatnot. So I'll look at that for sure Friday when I come back. So my weekly spiel to y'all, if you are new here or if you've not paid attention or whatever your case is, if you are here and you're about a month out from graduation and you do not have an assignment, please let us know. Please let your instructor or MTL know so we can get you an assignment. If you are 2 weeks out from graduation and you do not have orders in your virtual NPF, you really need to let us know so we can start doing that. Orders only come if you have done what you are supposed to do as far as CBTs, if you're going overseas, if you need SABC, if you need CBRNE, if you need CADM, all that stuff. There are checklists, there are ways to get this information. You need to go to your 30-day out briefs, you need to go to all the things that the MTL's put on for you. So if you've done everything that you need to do and you still don't have orders 2 weeks out from graduation, please let us know so we can start working that. If you are married to a civilian, so not dual spouse, not dual military, if you're married to a civilian or you have children, you are required to complete the EFMP process. That's the Exceptional Family Member Process or program. It's a pain in the butt. So as soon as you get your assignment and you are falling in that category where you have civilian dependents, you are going to have to accomplish that. Please don't wait till the last minute. That will hold you here, I promise. So I think that's the end of my spiel. But okay, let's get back up to the question from Jacob Black.
So you will give that to your instructors. You do not need to fill out 2 of them. They are going to give them to me next week.
Yep. Instructors, if you're in class, give it to your instructor. If you are not, go see the MTLs for 4392s.
And there was some email traffic on you,
There were,
Aaron Jennings.
Jennings, lots of emails today
Yes.
about you.
So we'll have to get you a better update on Friday, but I know that there was email traffic going on with you. I don't want to talk about it on YouTube, so just come see us on Friday.
And to explore the outdoors.
But can I have a last name for Andrew who likes the outdoors?
Yeah.
What's the real name?
So Andrew explores outdoors. We need the last name for you.
And Airman
Oh, okay.
Alvieren.
Specialist cones.
Okay. Perfect.
And then for boy, Aaron Alvieren. Okay.
I haven't seen a joins boss application for him
For Alperin.
either. Alvieren.
I know he did submit one to us.
Okay. All right.
We can find it.
If I'm saying that I haven't seen it, that doesn't mean a whole lot. I was not here a lot of October, so it could have gone through Sergeant Mellors, it could have gone straight to the commander, or anything like that. So just because I'm saying that I haven't seen it doesn't mean that it's sitting idle somewhere. It's being worked. It's just I don't remember seeing it.
She has a photographic memory.
I
so
do
it's
have a
scary.
pretty decent memory,
Scary.
but okay.
Okay, so we're opening up for any other questions or anybody who wants to shoot this up to us.
So if you're not tracking, the Western Winds Dining Facility will have a Thanksgiving dinner. A lot of the base leadership will be there somewhere between 10:30 and 2 o'clock are the serving hours. So if you want to go see Colonel Rowman or Carl Mason or
Line
whomever,
2, I'll be in line 2 at noon.
line 2.
Noon to 12:30.
All right. So, yep, a lot of people out there and good food. So, yeah.
Looking forward to serving y'all some meals. Can we go
I
yet?
know. Can we
No,
hurry up and
it's
get out of
gonna-
here?
They might be still in the hallway too, so they're probably like, nobody type anything.
Yeah.
They're all in Discord telling each other, like, don't ask any questions. Okay, so yes, take care of each other, take care of yourself. Be careful tomorrow. It's just a day off, and then you come back Friday. So a little bit awkward of a middle of the week. It always works out like that.
I'll take
So
it. I'll take a day off.
I will too.
That's fine.
I'll take a Tuesday
Uh,
any day,
Again, it really
Or
happy.
Thursday.
Yeah, I know, right?
or Monday, or Wednesday.
Leadership team is really happy with the direction of the squadron. 99.5% of you guys are doing what you're supposed to do all the time, and we appreciate that. So with that, enjoy your Veterans Day off. I will see many of you next week at the Thanksgiving meal if you decide to stay. Like you said, just make a decision either get out of here or stay here. Either way, we'll take care of you.
All right, y'all, don't jack it up. Have a good one.
I was just about to ask my question.